Hello fans of Defender Sports, hope you're enjoying the game whether you're a friend or family member of a player or coach or a fan of the university. These players and coaches have put in hours and hours of practice and it shows. But going into each and every game, there's one more thing that every coach makes sure the team has, and that's a game plan. If these players and coaches are willing to put this much time into planning for a game, how much more important is putting together a game plan for your financial life? Now, the financial world continually becomes more complicated, but if you don't have either the time or the desire to spend hours upon hours learning and keeping up with the changing rules of the game in the financial world, and then figuring out how that applies specifically to your financial life, you don't have to do it alone. For over 40 years, we've been helping households to build their financial game plan upon all the things more important than finances, while being good stewards of the resources God has entrusted to their care. Because there's things in life more important than money, and none of them are things. I'm Tom DeYoung, financial planner and president of Money Concepts, the planning firm. Check us out on the web or social media. Check out our podcast at moneyconceptsradio.com or your favorite podcast app, or schedule a complimentary meeting to see how a financial game plan might benefit you. Enjoy the rest of the game and remember to spend your most valuable resources, your time and your attention, on the things in life that matter more than money.
Good afternoon from Open Space Park in Sioux Center, Iowa, as we get set for Great Plains Athletic Conference baseball between the Dordt Defenders and the Mount Marty Lancers. The Dordt Defenders enter play today 16-24 overall, 4-18 in the Great Plains Athletic Conference, while the Mount Marty Lancers are 30-13 this season. 13-9 in the conference. They are coming off of a doubleheader sweep. A pair of losses this past weekend. And for the Mount Marty Lancers, a couple of losses to the Jamestown Jimmies yesterday. And the Dordt Defenders Their last action on the road at Crete, Nebraska on Saturday, taking on the Tigers. They lost a pair in that one as well. So both of these teams coming in with looking to get back on the winning side of things after tough weekends thus far. These games, I should say, originally scheduled for this past Friday, but pushed back to today because of the poor weather conditions that we had, and it looks like a pretty good swap as the weather conditions are very good and very favorable for college baseball today. 56 degrees, no breeze, and that's been a rarity this spring thus far, and nothing but sunshine right now coming down here at Open Space Park in Sioux Center. The Dordt Defenders defensive alignment, Jungju Kim will be on the mound as he will go on 1 day of rest. He pitched on Saturday and was pretty effective until the fifth inning against the Doane Tigers. And he came back and will start here this afternoon. He takes a 6-3 mark into the contest. One of those losses on Saturday. He was under 100 pitches thrown on Saturday, and he will come back on very short rest here this afternoon. For the Mount Marty Lancers, Braden Cordes will step in. He's the shortstop, batting .338 for the Lancers. And the first pitch lifted high in the air, out of play. Strike one, 0-1 the count. Kim is on the mound. Juan Sanchez is behind the plate. Ethan Hugestegger is at third base. Jason Carrig at short. Logan DeVries at second base. Drew Oreskes is at first base. The outfield from left to right, Logan Harris, Caden Davis, and Nolan Christensen. Kim into the windup, peers over that blue glove, and the pitch intended for the outside corner of the plate misses. Ball one, 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count to Cordes. Kim, South Korean native. Swung on, and this one's dumped into right field. That could be extra bases for Cordes. He'll take the turn at first, headed for second, tracked down by Christensen, gets it back into the infield, but not before Braden Cordes is on with a stand-up double going the other way for that, and that will bring Will Gardner to the plate. Josh Tekro is the head coach for the Mount Marty Lancers. First season as head coach, 7th year after with the Lancers as a assistant coach. Prior to becoming the head coach, he handled the pitching and the recruiting for the most part for the Lancers, and longtime head coach Andy Bernardo. Andy, baseball coach and sports information director up until a couple of years when he took the interim athletic director position. Will Gardner takes a strike, now fouls one off. Strike two, 0-2 the count. Bernardo promoted to they took the interim tag away last year, and he finished out coaching baseball for the Lancers and gave way to his assistant, Josh Tekro. And that pitch is in for a called strike three, and Will Gardner goes down looking. Strikeout number one for Kim, out number one of the inning. Number 98 struck out for Kim so far this season. Kim also has over 300 career strikeouts. That happened over the weekend as well, as he becomes the founding member of the 300 Strikeout Club at Dordt University in baseball. Billy Hancock will come to the plate. Hancock, the catcher, and a line drive up the middle, and that's a base hit. Getting the ball back in quickly is Davis. Picking up third base in the process is Cordes, and Hancock with the single up the middle, and the Lancers in business. First and third, one out, and Bodie Waller will come to the plate. Waller, the left-handed batting DH, comes in with a .310 batting average this season. And Waller will step in against Kim. There are the lineups for our official scorekeeper in case you need them a little later on. And we had a courtesy runner for the Lancers and catcher Billy Hancock. Throw over to first base, not in time. And that gives us a clear look. That's Noah Moon running for Hancock. So that's that free substitution for the catcher. We'll see if Moon is moving. Kim throws over to first base, not in time. Moon is a threat to steal. He's the easy team leader with 19 stolen bases this season. Second on the team is William Johnson with 8. And Moon shuffles off the bag. Pitches in for a called strike to Waller. So 0-1 the count to Bodie Waller. Waller batting with a chance to do some damage here in the top half of the first inning. Runners at first and third against Kim. Here's the pitch. Nope, Kim throws over to first base. Not forgetting about Moon over there. And the count remains 0-1. Lancers with runners at first and third. Braden Cordes is over at third base. Kim from the stretch. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Throw down to second base. Cutting in front of the bag is the second baseman, DeVries. His throw home skips away from Sanchez, and the run scores, and the runner advances over to third base. So Cordes with he scores on the double steal. And Moon advances over to third on the throwing error. That's going to go against the second baseman, DeVries, as he threw home on the play. And everybody was safe, so Cordes scores on the play. Hancock advances over to third, and now a 1-1 pitch on the way to Waller. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed, strike 2, 1-2 the count. So the Lancers set the wheels in motion with that double steal, and Dordt saw it coming, and DeVries cut in front of the bag and was going to throw home. Now, I'm not sure if a strong throw gets the runner or not. Would have been a bang-bang play, but as it is, the throw did get away from the catcher, which allowed the base runner to advance to third place. That's Noah Moon, who's running for Billy Hancock, and that's where he is right now. Bodie Waller takes the ball. It's even at 2-2 with one down in the inning. Curious how our official scorekeeper determined that play to be played out. Whether he went with a double steal or charged a throwing error allowing the run to score. If he did, it's an unearned run. Pitch is fouled away. Count remains 2-2. Dordt softball team in action today in Omaha, Nebraska. They've got a busy week on tap. 2-2 pitch on the way to Waller. Zane Sally waits in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses upstairs. Ball 3-2 the count. 3-2 the count. Well, Jungju Kim coming back on short rest today. Pitched on Saturday. Had yesterday off, obviously. 3-2 the count with one out. Here's the pitch. Swung on and a ground ball right side, and that's under the glove of Drew Oreskes, and another run will score. That'll go as an error charged against Oreskes. So a couple of errors factoring into the scoring here. A couple of, one unearned run at least.
38, Zane Sally.
And that'll bring Zane Sally to the plate. Well, hoping I can give you some good news on Dordt softball, and I can. The Dordt softball team victorious today over the College of St. Mary, 1-0. Abby Kramer, another win. I believe that's number 49 for her during her career. Here's the 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. 1-1 the count. Well, Dordt digging themselves an early hole in this one, 2-0. Couple of 7-inning games due up for the defenders. Pitch is low and away. Ball 2, 2-1 the count. So 2-1 the count with one out in the inning. And here's the pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Strike 2, 2-2 the count. Zane Sally is the batter. Kiko Nunez waits in the on-deck circle. So many of these names very familiar for the Mount Marty Lancers. Pitches upstairs, ball 2, ball 3, 3-2 the count. So the count goes to full, and Jungju Kim has thrown his share of pitches already here in inning number 1 and has 1 out to show for it. A couple of runs up on the board for the Lancers as well. Swung on and hot shot foul past the third base coach's box. Count remains full, 3-2. Jungju has thrown 14 pitches already here in the top of the first inning. 3-2 the count with 1 down. And here's the pitch. Breaking ball outside corner, strike 3. And Zane Sally caught looking for strikeout number 2. Out number 2 of the inning. And Jungju Kim, his 99th strikeout this season, brings Kiko Nunez to the plate. Nunez, if I remember correctly, pretty dangerous. 8 homers, 31 RBI, and lifts this one high in the air. Left center field, drifting back is Harris. He's got a bead on it, makes the play in left field, and Nunez is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. The Dordt defenders surrender a couple of runs, though. There are 2 runs on 2 hits with 2 errors. One of those runs unearned. And the Dordt defenders get out of the inning, but the Lancers stake themselves to an early 2-0 lead. Mount Marty leads when we're back in 1 minute. This is Dordt Baseball on the Dordt Media Network.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate. Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
The Dordt defenders will send Logan Harris, Nolan Christensen, and Juan Sanchez to the plate. The 1-2-3 hitters for the defenders. Dylan Stanley will bat 4th in the inning if anyone can reach. They're going to face Miles Brown. Tall right-hander. 4-2 this season for the Lancers. 5.45 earned run average. 38 innings pitched. 47 strikeouts. And he's probably number 3 in the rotation for the Lancers. Looks to me like they went with 1 and 2 yesterday at Jamestown, and a couple, I thought, surprising outcomes in that one. And Logan Harris will come to the plate. The Dordt defenders trailing 2-0, so they're going to have their work cut out for them, playing from behind here right out of the chute. Earlier today, the softball team victorious over the College of St. Mary Flames. Breaking ball by Brown is in for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Brown watching his warm-up tosses. Basically all breaking stuff. That one catches the outside corner. Strike 2. 0-2 the count with nobody out, and Logan Harris leading off the inning. Here's the pitch. And Brown wastes one up high. Ball 1, 1-2 the count. Almost looked like that was seeing if they could get Harris going after one outside of the strike zone. Here's the pitch swung on. Harris hits it in the air, right field, and charging on is the right fielder Koletsky. And Harris is retired on the line out to right for the 1st out of the inning. That'll bring Nolan Christensen to the plate. Christensen a .327 batting average. And Christensen very methodically has worked his batting average to above 300, now settling in at a very solid 327. Having his best season at the plate in 3 years now with the Defenders. I should say 2+ years with Dordt. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, right side. That's a bleeder towards the line, and that one's going to drift foul. Strike one, 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count with one down. And Nolan Christensen will settle in. Right-handed batter again. Where's number 13 does Christensen, right fielder. He's been basically the right fielder of choice for the Defenders this season. Shuffled things around in left and center, but for the most part, Christensen is the right fielder. Toughest outfield position to play in my estimation, especially at the college level. Backhanded by the second baseman. That'll go as an infield single for Christensen. As Washawn at second base, unable to pick it up cleanly. And that'll bring Juan Sanchez to the plate. Well, the Defenders with a base runner with one down in the inning. Opportunity to chip away at a 2-0 deficit. Told you about the softball team earlier today. Abby Kramer, a 2-hitter for the Defenders for her 49th victory as a Dordt Defender. Swung on, driven in the air, right side, and getting under it is Sanchez. Koletsky is under it, makes the play, and Sanchez is retired for the second out of the inning. Christensen stays put, and Dylan Stanley will come to the plate. Stanley reinserted into the lineup Saturday after sitting out last week's second doubleheader against Jamestown on Tuesday. Stanley took one off of the helmet in game 1 last week Monday. Takes a ball, 1-0 the count. He had a base hit against Doane in the doubleheader. Stanley, a .305 batting average, DH today. He'll play a little bit of first base, but mostly used as a designated hitter this season. That one catches the outside corner of the plate. Strike one, 1-1 the count. That sweeping curve by Brown catching the outside corner of the plate. So 1-1 the count. Brown so far through the first 3+ batters, now fourth batter he's facing. He's done a pretty good job of keeping the ball away. Starts middle and works outside. Outside corner again. That's almost an unhittable pitch. 1-2 the count. That's going to get called a strike consistently today, and Brown's able to hit that spot. It's going to be a long day for the Defenders. See if they can take advantage if Brown can make some mistakes. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses upstairs. Ball 2, 2-2 the count with 2 down. 2-0 our score. Bottom of the first inning. Stanley steps in. And that breaking ball misses outside. Ball 3, 3-2 the count. Waiting in the on-deck circle is Logan DeVries if Stanley can reach. Bottom of the first, Dordt trailing 1-0. Defender softball team, by the way, their 29th win of the season. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And Stanley is retired on the strikeout. Brown's first of the day, his 48th of the season, out number 3 of the inning, and the Defenders are retired. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. To the top of the second we go. Due up for the Defenders, for the Lancers, it'll be Washawn, Ramirez, and Koletsky when we're back in a minute.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University and sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy. And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere.
family, farm, business, community. People's Bank, where values matter.
Due up for the Lancers, it'll be Washawn, Ramirez, and Koletsky. The 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for Mount Marty. Washawn, the second baseman, Ramirez, the third baseman, and Koletsky, the right fielder. Facing Jungju Kim, who got touched for 2 runs in the first inning. Let's see if Jungju can settle in now. It seems, and he and Abby Kramer are similar in that if they're going to give up runs, it seems like it is early, and then they settle in and get rolling. Pitch is in the inside corner, strike 1. 1-1 the count with nobody out in the frame. Just underway with the top of the second inning. Here's the pitch from Kim, swung on and hit in the air left field. That'll drop in for a base hit in front of Logan Harris as he charges on. And Washawn with the single brings up Caleb Ramirez. So Jungju Kim started game 1 on Saturday, starting here today. Also starting on Saturday, Chaz Gothard. I would imagine Chaz is not available today for any extended work. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count. We'll get you those Dordt softball numbers in just a little bit. Bunt attempt popped into the air. Giving chase is Sanchez, and Juan Sanchez makes the play, running towards the first base dugout. And Ramirez is retired on the pop out to the catcher in foul territory for the first out of the inning. Brings up Koletsky. Koletsky, the right fielder. So Koletsky steps in, takes a strike. And Koletsky follows that one back to the screen. And the count goes to 0-2. 0-2 the count. The Defender softball team playing 2 with the College of St. Mary this afternoon as well. What a season, long season when you start looking back on all the games played. Pitch is in for a called strike 3. And Cade Koletsky gets caught looking for something different than he got. He ended up with a fastball right down the middle of the plate. Strikeout number 3 for Kim, out number 2 of the inning. That's the third strikeout of the day for Kim, and all 3 of them with the batter watching on the third strike. That will bring Braden Cordes to the plate. Cordes doubled the lead off the game and then came around to score. First pitch is in for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Well, the Defenders in softball earlier today, their offensive opportunities limited. They were held to just 4 hits. Carly Olson, a couple of base hits for the Defenders. Aurora Tyson ends up with the RBI over in Omaha in game number 1. That won the game. Tyson with a single. Olson scored the run. That was in the first inning. Abby Kramer playing with the lead, and she was able to register the shutout and the 2-hitter. Pitch is down in the dirt. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. Well, looking at the screen as you're watching at home, grass is greened up nicely. We've got sunshine today. That has not always been the case, but today, beautiful day, starting the week off well. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Misses down low. Ball 2, 3. 3-1 the count. Back to softball. Let's see. Tyson had the RBI. Taylor Canuck also with a hit. So those are your 4 hits for the Defenders. Swung on, hit in the air, right side. That's going to drift out of play. Count remains full. 3-2. That one's fouled off towards the light standard to the outfield side of the first base dugout. And the count full, 3-2. Here's the pitch from Kim. Swung on, hit in the air, right side. That's going to drift out of play as well. 2 down in the inning. Cordes batting. Dordt trying to get out of the inning with no damage being done. Got to keep it here at 2-0. Swung on, hammered into left field. That's going to drop into the corner. If it stays fair, it's probably extra bases, and it is. Taking the turn at first, heading for second, and in at second safely is Cordes with his second double of the day. The runner holds at third base as that ball was sharply hit, and Logan Harris did a nice job of tracking it down near the 310-foot of the marker over in the left field corner. Got it back in quickly. And Will Gardner will come to the plate. Gardner struck out looking in his last at-bat, so the defender still with an opportunity to get out of the inning without any damage being done, any real damage. If you can sidestep trouble, that's what you're looking to do if you're Dordt right now. First pitch in for a called strike, 0-1 the count. Dordt baseball in action today, golf in action today as well, part of the GPAC Championship, playing 36 holes in Vermilion. Pitches in for a called, and that's swung on and missed, strike 2, 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and fouled off and out of play. Count remains 0-2. Scores for the defender men through 18. Freddie Bullock 1 under at 71. Dutch Farr 2 over 74. Caleb Doctor 79. Ground ball right side. DeVries shallow right. Makes the play at second base for the third out of the inning. And Will Gardner is retired 4-3 for out number 3. So the defenders get out of the inning, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. To the bottom of the second we go. Dordt trailing Mount Marty 2-0. Back with more after this. Two to nothing our score as we head to the bottom of the second inning. DeVries, Carrig, and Davis due up for the defenders. I started telling you about the Dordt golf team, the men's team. Through 18 holes, we told you Freddie Bullock was 1 under with a 71. Dutch Farr, 74, 2 over. Caleb Doctor, 7 over, 79. Pitches in for a called strike 2. Logan DeVries, 283 batting average. Colin Cruz, 10 over at 82. And Colin Clostra's score, didn't have to factor that one in. He shot an 88 on the first 18. Second 18 underway, already well into that one. That pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 2, 0-2 the count to DeVries. Carrig waits in the on-deck circle. Breaking ball, checking his swing, and he goes around. Strike 3 and Logan DeVries strikes out swinging. Out number 2 of the, strikeout number 2 for Brown. Out number 1 of the inning. That'll bring Jason Carrig to the plate. Here in the second round in Vermilion, Freddie Bullock is even through 10. Tyler Smith, 4 over. Dutch Farr, that's through 12. Dutch Farr through 10, 4 over. Ground ball up the middle, and it's speared by the shortstop. Throw over to first base, and Cordes gets Carrig at first for the out. So Carrig retired 6-3. Off of the bat, it looked destined for center field, but Brandon Cordes, ranging to his left, makes the play. And that'll bring Caden Davis to the plate. The Defender men's golf team, Austin Faber, 4 over through 12 holes as well. Dutch Farr, 4 over through 10. And Caleb Doctor, 5 over through 13. Here's the pitch to Brown with the bases empty to Caden Davis. Mount Marty, a couple of runs in the first inning. So far, those standing up for Miles Brown. He's been good on the mound so far, challenging the Dordt hitters with that breaking ball. That's in for a called strike, 1-1 the count. Facing the left-handed batting Caden Davis. And here's the pitch. Swung on off of the hands and should be an easy play for Cordes at shortstop. It is. Davis is retired on the pop out to the shortstop for out number 3. And it's a 3-up, 3-down in an uneventful inning for Miles Brown and the Lancers. So the Defenders retired in order. Due up for the Lancers, it'll be Hancock, Hualar, and Sally when we're back in a minute on the Dordt Media Network.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
And brought to you by Furniture Mart. Find furniture, mattresses, flooring, paint, window treatments at your local Furniture Mart, family owned and located downtown Sioux Center.
Top of the third inning, 2-0 our score. Jungju Kim on the mound for the Defenders.
Leading off, number 14, Billy Hancock.
And Billy Hancock will come to the plate. Kim thus far surrendered 2 runs, one of them unearned in the first inning. So we're in the top of the third. Kim, the right-hander, into the delivery. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 1, 0-1 the count. The defense for Dordt, Ethan Hogestegger is at third base. And here's the pitch from Kim. Another strike, 0-2 the count to Billy Hancock, who had a single. Was later part of a double steal where a run came in to score. Actually, he's the catcher, so the player running for him, Moon. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Billy Hancock fans and misses. Strikeout number 4 for Kim, out number 1 of the inning. Brings up Bodie Waller. So Hogestegger over at third. He's from Nakusa, Wisconsin. Shortstop is Carrig. He wears number 1. He hails from Irvine, California. Here's the pitch. Swung on off of the hands and over the leaping attempt by Carrig into a short left field. So an infield single for Waller, a line drive single for Waller into left field.
Zane Sally.
And Zane Sally will come to the plate. So Sally, center fielder. Here's the pitch outside. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. Logan DeVries is the second baseman. And DeVries, that pitch is in for a called strike. 1-1 the count. DeVries, home state, New York. And here's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Sally. Misses outside. Sanchez sits on it. Ball 2, 2-1 the count on that pitch in the dirt. So the 2-1 pitch on the way from Kim. That just misses low. Ball 3, 3-1 the count. So 3-1 the count. With one done in the inning. Boy, ground ball to the middle of the infield would be nice here. Get it out of the inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air right side. Christensen charging. Christensen makes the play. Sally retired on the flyout for out number 2. Brings Kiko Nunez to the plate. Nunez in his last at-bat. Popped out, flew out to the left fielder without incident. DeVries from Pine Bush, New York. And the first baseman is Drew Oreskes. Here's the pitch. Nunez over the top of it. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. Kim with the changeup. Swing and a miss as he comes inside. Strike 2, 0-2 the count. 0-2 the count. So now Nunez guessing. And here's the 0-2 pitch on the way from Kim. Fastball lifted in the air. Out of play. Count remains 0-2. 0-2 the count. With 2 down in the inning. And here's the pitch from Kim. Inside, ball 1, 1-2 the count. So 1-2 the count. Drew Oreskes over at first base, the native of Kansas City, Missouri, keeping the runner close. That's Waller. 1-2 pitch on the way from Kim. Breaking ball misses up high, and Juan Sanchez thought they had it. Ball 2, 2-2 the count. Kim, a native of Seoul, South Korea. Left field, Logan Harris. He's from Australia, Harrington Park. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Nunez is retired for strikeout number 5, out number 3 of the inning. And the Lancers are retired. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. To the bottom of the third we go. Oreskes, Hugestegger, and Harris when we're back in a minute.
So the new generation of leadership has really benefited from the benevolency of the past leadership.
We were busy from the get-go. They knew who I was, they know my name, they know my first name, they know my parents. It's a small town community with big town amenities. We're privileged to be able to support a place like a Jimmy John's and other franchises like it.
We focus on being a multi-generational boutique to reach as many women in town here that we can. Our goal is just to be a place that can empower women and also just have like the joys of fashion and just a place in town here that brings high fashion into our small town.
Seems like everyone is looking for ways to expand. People are talking about how to grow their businesses, where to find the people to grow their businesses, and just looking to the next best thing out there, whatever their field might be, including ours.
The biggest thing is the city is always growing and investing in the future, which is great to see as a business owner because you know it's not going away anytime soon. You can really put down roots here.
Drew Oreskes will lead things off. You hear our resident music critic, Steph Sawtell, telling us how he feels about the in-between inning music. First pitch is in for a called strike, 0-1 the count. Pitch misses low, ball 1, 1-1 the count. So 1-1 the count with nobody out. 1-1 pitch on the way to Oreskes. Here's the pitch, misses up high, ball 2. And the pitch is in for a called strike 2. 2-2 the count. So the 2-2 pitch on the way to Oreskes. Ethan Hugestegger in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch from Brown. And Brown, a rare fastball, in for a called strike 3. And Drew Oreskes caught looking. That's strikeout number 3 for Brown, out number 1 of the inning. And that'll bring Ethan Hugestegger to the plate. Hugestegger, the third baseman, batting .264. Defensive alignment for Mount Marty. Billy Hancock behind the plate. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. Well, so far, if Brown is going to miss, he's going to miss outside, and you're not going to be able to reach it and do any damage. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one catches the inside corner. Strike 1, 1-1 the count. Third to first for Mount Marty, Caleb Ramirez, Brandon Cordes, Ethan Wishon, and Kiko Nunez. Check swing, strike 2, nothing in 1-2 the count to Hugestegger. So far, Nolan Christensen has reached for the defenders. That came back in the first inning. Here's the pitch, outside and high, ball 2, 2-2 the count. 2-2 the count. So the 2-2 pitch on the way with 1 out. That catches, that misses upstairs and high. Ball 3, 3-2 the count. Over in Omaha, the Dordt softball team, 3 runs already. That's in the top of the first inning, so that's a good sign. Here's the pitch, and that's in for a called strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Brown, out number 2 of the inning. He thought he had done enough to work for a walk, but Logan Harris will now bat with 2 down in the inning. Harris flew out to right field in his last at-bat. Keeping an eye on that game in Omaha. The defenders with 4 hits in the first inning. They're still batting. Pitch is in for a called strike, 0-1 the count to Logan Harris. So Harris, a .254 batting average. So over in Omaha, Dordt trying to do a little more damage, and that inning has come to an end. This one softly hit, could have a chance. Harris on the move, throw to first base from Cordes in time, as Harris is thrown out on the soft one hopper to Cordes. Harris retired. 6-3 for the third out of the inning as Cordes gets it over to Nunez in time for the third out of the inning. We've played 3 complete already. Our score, Mount Marty 2, Dordt 0. Due up for the Lancers, it will be with Sean, Ramirez, and Koletsky when we're back in a minute on the Dordt Media Network.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy.
Ethan Wishon to lead things off for the Lancers. Over in Omaha, Dordt still batting. Top of the first inning. Third out of the inning should have been recorded, but an error extended the inning. Allows another run to score for the Defenders softball team. Baseball play here. We're already in the top of the fourth inning, moving right along. The Defenders trailing, though, 2-0. Over in Omaha, the ninth batter of the inning up for the Dordt Defenders. Swing and a miss. Strike two, nothing then to the count to Washan. In his last at-bat, singled. So nothing into the count with nobody out. And here's the pitch from Kim, breaking ball, and he misses upstairs. Ball 1-1 the count. Kim not snapping that breaking ball off here this afternoon. More of, I'm going to date myself here, the Ephus pitch. Really lobbing it in there. Pitch misses. Ball 2-2 the count. Nobody out. Bases are empty. Washan the batter. Singled in the second. Stranded at third in the inning. Here's the pitch. Low and in the dirt. And count goes full 3-2. And the first inning has finally come to an end in Omaha. Dordt leading 4-0 in softball. So Alexa Kapaska staked to a 4-run lead right away before she even throws a pitch. Here's the pitch from Kim. Breaking ball hammered foul by Washan as he got around on that one. Sends it foul. Well, the Dordt men's golf team, they can make some ground up. I know they weren't happy with the first round today, but they're still within striking distance. As you look at the team scores in Vermilion, 3-2 pitch on the way from Kim. In there for a called strike three, and Washan goes down looking. Strikeout number 6 for Kim, out number 1 of the inning. Brings Ramirez to the plate. Talking about men's golf standings, the top 4 teams right now with almost 2 rounds complete, separated by just 9 strokes. Doan the leader with a gross total of 3 under par. 1 out in the inning, and here's the pitch. Breaking ball in for a called strike. It's 0-1. And then you've got a grouping beginning with Concordia. They're plus 26. That's their gross score. Pitch misses up high. Ball 1-1 the count. From places 5 through 8, 4 total spots. Those teams separated by 6 strokes. So the Defenders not out of it by any means in terms of trying to make up some ground. But they're starting to run out of time. We're now past the midpoint. They'll play another 18 holes tomorrow. That pitch low, ball 2-1. 2-1 the count with 1 out. Here's the pitch from Kim. Breaking ball in for a called strike. It's 2-2. 2-2 the count. Well, I've been asked how many cameras does it take for the Dordt Media Network to run their productions. Right there, you're seeing the shot from over near the scoreboard. Pitch is away, ball 3-2. We've also got a camera over near the first base dugout. There's that shot. That's your close-up, if you will, of the right-handed batter. Pitch is low and away, ball 4, and the first walk of the day is issued by Jungju Kim. And that'll bring Cade Koletsky to the plate. There was the shot of the up-high camera behind home plate, and there's your remote shot from behind the backstop. So there's your 4 cameras in their locations today. Mostly student run. Rich Lodewijk, the director of the Dordt Media Network, getting our students trained and equipped to run those broadcasts. 1-0 the count. Juan Sanchez out from behind the plate, talking things over with his pitcher, Jungju Kim. I haven't seen any activity in the bullpen yet. Going on short rest, I'm a little surprised if there's no one ready to go. And now the home plate umpire breaks up the party at the mound. And Jungju Kim steps off of the mound momentarily. And he is back to it. From the stretch. And here's the pitch. Breaking ball lifted in the air behind home plate. Sanchez might have a play on it near the fence and unable to make the play. Over near the fence on the third base side. Drops to the ground. 1-1 the count. Would have been a dandy play if Sanchez had been able to make it. As it is, the ball drops. And our count is now 1-1. 1-1 the count with one down. And here's the pitch. Swung on. That one's off of the hands and fouled back. Strike two. 1-2 the count to Koletsky. Koletsky struck out looking in his most recent plate appearance. So 1-2 the count to Koletsky. Swung on, hit in the air softly, left field. Harris should have it. Coming on now, makes the play, and Koletsky is retired on the fly out to left field for out number 2. Brings Braden Cordes to the plate. Our game today got started about 2 minutes early. I wrote down my notation, 3:58 today, so we're not quite an hour old in this one. Here's the pitch, swung on, hammered into left field, could be trouble, hooking towards the line, and it is a foul ball, strike one, 0-1 the count. Braden Cordes, a couple of doubles. That one is very near where he had his last base hit. So 0-1 the count. Cordes with a couple of doubles so far today. Doubled in the first, later scored. Doubled in the second. Stranded at second when the inning came to an end. 0-1 the count to the right-handed batter. Breaking ball this time. He goes the opposite way with it. Strike two. 0-2 the count as he dumps it over the fence and on the foul line. And the 0-2 pitch on the way with two down. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Just misses upstairs. Ball one, 1-2 the count. 6 play batters, or I should say, Kim has retired 6 via strikeout so far today. Here's the 1-2 pitch, lifted in the air, foul ball. And the count remains 1-2. Well, when he's all done, Jungju Kim will be the career leader in innings pitched. He'll likely be number 2 in terms of wins. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. He'll be the career leader in strikeouts as well. He's got over 100 again this year and over 300 for his career. And he records the third out of the inning with a strikeout of Braden Cordes. The Lancers, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left via a walk. Due up for the defenders, 2, 3, 4 hitters, Christensen, Sanchez, and Stanley when we're back in a minute.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
Due up for the defenders, it'll be Christensen, Sanchez, and Stanley. Christensen with a lone base hit of the day so far for the defenders. He's the only base runner to reach against Brown. Well, Miles Brown is Mount Marty's third. They got a pretty good pitching staff. I'm surprised that Jamestown was able to get a sweep from them yesterday. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike one, 0-1 the count. Brown does a very nice job of keeping the ball away. He's now thrown over 40 innings this season. Here's the pitch. 0-2 the count. His strikeout to walk ratio is a little better than 2-1, and today he has been 4-0. He hasn't walked a batter yet. That one just misses outside. Ball 2-1. 2-1 the count. While I was giving you some of the rundown on Jungju Kim in terms of where he will be in terms of career marks when he is all done pitching for the Defenders, and this will be it for him this season. This is his third and final year with the Defenders. From a season standpoint, here's the pitch. Swung on, softly hit. Nolan Christensen with a second base hit as he dumps it into center field for his second base hit. Brings Juan Sanchez to the plate. For Zhangzhou, he has seasons of 99 strikeouts back in 21, 109 last season, and this year officially with 104 now, so that 109 season record is in jeopardy. Pitch to Sanchez is a ball, 1-0 the count. 0-1 the count. Previous season best before Zhangzhou showed up on campus was Connor Hopkins. Pitch is inside, ball 2-0 the count. He struck out 79 in 2017. Logan Horn at 72K. Last year, he was fourth all-time. So 2-0 the count to Sanchez with nobody down in the inning. Here's the pitch from Brown, and this one's fouled off and out of play. Strike one, 2-1 the count. So 2-1 the count. The single season wins record. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch to Sanchez. Swung on and missed. Throw down to second base, and in with a stolen base is Nolan Christensen. Throw was there, but in time, but to the shortstop side of the bag. And Christensen able to slide around, and the ball popped out of the glove of Brandon Cordes. So even if, and did we have a foul tip at the plate? Well, they called him out, so they're calling batter interference on Sanchez. That goes to you. The catcher gets the credit for the out there. Out number one of the inning. Brings Dylan Stanley to the plate. And this one lifted in the air, center field. Taking a step on is Sally. He now retreats a step, makes the play in center field for the second out of the inning. So Stanley retired on the flyout for out number two. And that'll bring Logan DeVries to the plate. Well, if you've got me back in the truck, I would love to see that play where the failed stolen base. I did not watch the batter closely enough. If you don't, that's fine. 2 down in the inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike one to Logan DeVries. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Dordt trailing 2-0. Thought they had a base runner in scoring position, but Christensen forced to go back. Doesn't get credit for the stolen base. And that is why you don't do your scorebook in ink, my friends. Now it's a shambles. 1-1 the count with 2 down. Christensen gets his lead over at first base. 1-1 pitch on the way to DeVries. Swing and a miss. Strike two. 1-2 the count. Well, Zhangzhou We'll talk about his pitching numbers when he comes back out to work the top of the 5th. And here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to DeVries from Brown. 1-2 pitch, here it is, swung on and fouled off. And the count remains 1-2. Brown, one of 4 pitchers with more than 40 innings thrown for the Lancers this season. Their pitching staff, a 4.18 earned run average. Pitch misses outside, ball 2. 2-2 the count. They also have a respectable .956 fielding percentage. Not awesome, not great, right kind of down the middle. Not awesome, not poor, I should say. Swung on and missed by DeVries. Throw down to first base in time, and DeVries is retired. 2-3 on the strikeout. That's strikeout number 5. Out number 3, and the defenders are retired. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. To the top of the 5th inning we go. Lancers lead it 2-0. Back with more in a minute.
American State Bank is celebrating our 50th anniversary, and we couldn't have made it this far without your support. For us, banking just scratches the surface. We pride ourselves in our commitment to our communities, building meaningful relationships with our customers, and doing our best to have some fun along the way. We're proud to be a locally owned and operated bank, supporting the communities we serve. Thank you for choosing American State Bank. We can't wait to see what the next 50 years have in store.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner & Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
Number 19, Will Gardner. Gardner, Hancock, and Wallard due up. Facing Jungju Kim. And here's the pitch, and showing bunt, pulling back, taking strike ball 1 is Will Gardner. So we take a look at the innings pitched for Jungju Kim. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. In there for a called strike. 1-1 the count. Jungju in his first year, 68 1/3 innings pitched. Last year, 68 2/3 innings pitched. Coming into today, 68 2/3 innings pitched. So he's over 70 this season. And he's not quite the season leader there. Zach Vandegreen from my first year employment here at Dordt back in 2002. Through 86 1/3. This one turned on and goes foul. Strike 2, 2-2 the count. Vandegreen, he took it every time. Got 7 wins that year. Ended up transferring to a school a little bit closer to home. He was from Oregon, if I remember correctly. I believe he ended up at Willamette. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Will Gardner strikes out. That is strikeout number 8 for Jungju Kim, out number 1 of the inning. Brings Billy Hancock to the plate. So Jungju will, not sure he'll get to 86 innings pitched in his career. That'd be another 20 from where he started today, and I don't think he's got that in him this week. Here's the pitch, swung on, ground ball, foul. Yes, foul. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. And strikeouts, I told you, Zhangzhou 109 last year. Threatening that one. I don't know if he'll get there today. He's at 105 now. So 4 shy of the record. So nothing into the count with 1 down. Said you that earlier, or told you that earlier, that Kim, the lone 300 strikeout club member at Dordt University. And he's going to end up towards the top in terms of strikeout to walk ratio as well. 1-2 pitch on the way with 1 out. This is Hancock. And this one ripped into left field for base hit. So Hancock with his second base hit. And we will see a courtesy runner, Noah Moon, number 1 coming in for the Lancers.
Next up, number 10, Bodie Waller.
And that'll bring Bodie Waller to the plate. Waller, a designated hitter. So Moon gets his lead over at first base with 1 out. Throw over to first base, got him leaning the wrong way, but Oreskes unable to get the tag on in time. Throw wasn't quite on target. Oreskes had to come back with it from his left. Backed throw down to second base, and Moon slides in around the tag. So a stolen base for Moon. The throw from Sanchez was there. Carrig tried to put the tag on, thought maybe he got the shoulder. And I believe the pitch was a strike. Nothing in 1 the count with 1 out. So nothing in 1 the count with 1 out. Well, for Sanchez, Carrig had to come back and get it. Throw back to second, not in time. So now Moon in scoring position, and that's a big run hanging out there for the Lancers here in the top of the 5th inning. A potential run, I should say. 3-0 feels a lot different than 2-0. And leaning into that one is Waller, and Waller is hit by the pitch. So a hit batsman, and Waller will take the free base. It's the 8th time this season Kim has hit a batter. And that brings Zane Sally to the plate. Well, the schedule for the Defenders this week, scheduled to face Northwestern on Friday and Saturday. Here's the pitch off speed, in there for a called strike, nothing in 1 the count. Well, on short rest, it appears to me that Kim has been a little more crafty. Here's the 0-1 pitch, comes back with a fastball, misses outside, ball 1, 1-1 the count. So Kim will be the career leader in innings pitched when he's all said and done. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 1-2 the count. Entered play this season, well down on the list, and he was 72 1/3 shy of the innings pitched for a career, trailing Patrick Cinema entering play today, and Troy Vandermolen as well. 1-2 pitch on the way, misses outside, ball 2, 2-2. But if my math is correct and my teachers at Ireton Christian did their job, I believe Kim is now at 205. So barring something unforeseen, you'd think over the weekend he probably gets there. Here's the pitch on the way from Kim. Swung on, hit in the air, right side. Christensen over near the foul line. Now he's got a sprint in foul territory, makes the play. Moon trying to pick up third base, throw down to third, and Moon will retreat to second on the strong throw by Christensen, and Sally is retired on the fly out for out number 2.
Next up, number 60, Nico Nunez.
Kim also trails Vandermolen in terms of wins. Vandermolen with 18, Zhangzhou Kim with 16. Then you drop off to Connor Hopkins and Case DeHaan with 12 wins apiece, and Barry Miedema as well. You're going back a little ways for some of those. Breaking ball in for a called strike, 0-1 the count. Vanderballen played from 91 to 94. He's from Pella Christian originally, and I believe settling back in the Pella area. I believe he's an athletic physical therapist, possibly. Did a Where Are They Now segment with him a few years back. Played shortstop. He and Jeff Scouten kind of traded off. When one played shortstop, the other pitched. The defender's pretty solid those years, baseball-wise. Pitch misses, up high ball, 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch, swung on, and a soft dribbler. Kim stumbles, gets it over to first base, and he takes an awkward step. And, he comes up a little bit gimpy. That left cleat looked like it might have betrayed him. Gets the throw over to first base in time, and Kim gets out of the inning as Kiko Nunez grounds out for the third out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Our score, Mount Marty 2, Dordt 0. Due up for the defenders, Carrick, Davis, and Oreskes when we're back in a minute.
You are watching the Dordt Media Network, a broadcast production produced by the students of Dordt University. Thank you for watching.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And today's broadcast sponsored by Ployne Publishing. Quality printing from design to delivery.
We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. And I was wondering if somebody would get up in the Dordt bullpen after Jungju Kim took that awkward step fielding the ground ball, but looks like, for the time being at least, no activity in the bullpen. 0-1 the count to Carrick. Caden Davis waits in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch, and that fastball in for a called strike. 0-2 the count. 0-2 the count with one out. 2-0 our score, Mount Marty. Those two early runs so far, and that's been enough. Here's the pitch. That's down in the dirt. Ball 1, 2-1. 1-2. 1-2 the count with nobody down. Kerrigan, his last at-bat, grounded out to the shortstop. So 1-2 the count. Swung on, ground ball, right side, backhanded by the first baseman, bobbles it, throws over to first, not in time, and that's going to be scored as an error. Kerrig grounds out to the first baseman, and Kiko Nunez did the hard part. Backhanded it, and he had his pitcher, Miles Brown, covering, but lost the ball, left it behind as he spun back towards the bag, and now the defenders, Caden Davis at the plate, and Davis has potential, shows bunt, pushes it, third base side, throw over to first base in time. And Davis sacrifices to get Carrig over. That goes 5-3 for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring Drew Oreskes to the plate. So the defender's trying to scrape one together here. Now you got a runner in scoring position, and you basically have two at-bats to try and drive that run in. It came moments after I said, hey, Caden Davis, he's got some pop in his bat. He's got 6 home runs. And Oreskes will come to the plate. Swung on, hit in the air, center field. This one's got a chance, driven back over the head, and that's a 2-run home run for Drew Oreskes. So Oreskes with the home run. Drew Oreskes with the 2-run home run, the equalizer. His second home run of the year, RBIs 12 and 13 as the left-handed batter drives it near the flagpole in center field, directly over the 380 sign. And just like that, the defenders pull even at 2-2. Ethan Hogestegger will come to the plate now. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Dordt has tied it 2-2. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 2. 0-2 the count. Well, over in Omaha, at last check, Dordt was up 6-0. Swing and a miss by Hogestegger, strike 3. So Hogestegger, strikeout number 6, and out number 1 of the inning for out number 2 of the inning for Miles Brown. Caden Davis had that sacrifice bunt earlier, and Logan Harris will come to the plate. Now Harris will talk things over with third base coach and hitting coach Ian Eshelman. Coach Eshelman comes over and I would imagine reminds Logan Harris of the game plan against Miles Brown, but also every out counts at this point. You're tied 2-2. See if they can get something rolling with 2 down. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. 0-1 the count. Well, it didn't take long for the Flies to come back. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Harris takes that one off of the elbow. And he's hit by the pitch, so a free pass for Logan Harris. The toll is a bruise on the left arm. And that'll bring Nolan Christensen to the plate. So 2 down in the inning, and Nolan Christensen, who is 2 for 2 so far today. He's got 2 of the 3 base hits for the defenders so far. Here's the pitch. That one's low. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. Well, could Harris be moving here to get in scoring position for Christensen? Didn't look like it on that pitch. Harris gets his lead. Brown from the stretch. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Hit in the air right side. Should be an easy play for Nunez. Calling for it in foul territory. Reaches up, makes the play, and Christensen is retired on the pop out in foul territory for the 3rd out of the inning. 2 runs, a hit, no errors. 1 error, and that helped lead to an unearned run. And the Dordt defenders strand a base runner as well. To the top of the 6th we go. Our score, Dordt 2, Mount Marty 2. Back with the top of the 6th right after this.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by Northside Body Shop. When you expect the very best in the repair of your vehicle, call Northside Body Shop Limited today. Serving the Sioux Center area since 1955. 712-722-2313.
Ethan Washon to lead things off for the Lancers. He struck out looking in his last at bat. He's 1 for 2 today. 2-2 our score, top of the 6th inning. Dordt getting the equalizer on a Drew Reska's home run, his second of the season. And here's the pitch. In there for a called strike, 0-1 the count. Golf action right now. The Dordt men lodged in 8th place. Few golfers on the course yet. And here's the pitch. Low. Ball 1-1 the count to Washan. So 1-1 the count. And here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 2, 1-2 the count. Well, Caleb Doctor is done for the day. He shot a 77 in his second round to go along with his 78 in round 1. Still waiting on the other golfers to complete play. Austin Faber, Tyler Smith, Dutch Farr, and Freddie Bullock still on the course for the Defender men's golf team in Vermillion at the GPAC Championships. They'll play another 18 tomorrow to finish things up. So 1-2 the count. Bullock right now 1 under through 14 holes. 2 under for the day. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, right center field. That's going to be trouble. Davis isn't going to get to that one. That's a gapper to the right center field fence. Picked up in right center field by Davis. Gets the throw in, but a leadoff double for Ethan Washan. And that'll bring Caleb Ramirez to the plate. So Ramirez the batter, and we're going to have a pinch runner. And that's going to be number 51, June Dunsmore. He's got 2 stolen bases this year. He's played in 23 games. So Dunsmore is the pinch runner for Washan. And I'm guessing Mount Marty's playing for that run. Swing and a miss, though. Strike 1, 0-1 the count to Ramirez. Thought maybe there might be a bunt in play, but not that time at least. 0-1 the count with nobody out. And here's the 0-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Strike 2, 0-2 the count. So they're letting Ramirez swing away with a 179 batting average. Softball, as I noted earlier, ahead of College of St. Mary, 8-1. That's in the 3rd inning. So that one, Dordt thinking about maybe getting on the bus early and heading home if they can stretch it out to an 8-run difference after 5. 0-2 pitch on the way, misses outside. Ball 1-2 the count. Sanchez trying to frame it. Home plate umpire not buying. Ball 1-2 the count. Cade Koletsky is in the on-deck circle. Pair of right-handed batters with the go-ahead run at second base here in the top of the 6th, and caught looking is Ramirez. Strikeout number 9, out number 1 of the inning, and that brings Cade Koletsky to the plate. Koletsky batting with a runner at second base. Braden Cordes waits in the on-deck circle, so there's 1 down in the inning. Kim trying to sidestep trouble here. Now we've got a little bit of activity in the bullpen. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. Kim has now pitched 5 1/3 innings. He's given up 2 runs, 7 hits, struck out 9 and walked 1. Here's the pitch. Also hit a batter. For Kim so far, he's thrown 108 pitches today well, he pitched on Saturday, so 1 day of complete rest. Around 48 hours total. Here's the pitch. Swung on a line drive into center field, and Davis makes the catch, and the runner's going to be doubled off at second base. The gamble doesn't pay off for Dunsmore as Koletsky lines out to center for out number 2, and Dunsmore is doubled off 2-6 for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Lancers unable to make anything out of the leadoff double. Due up will be for the Dordt defenders, Sanchez, Stanley, and DeVries. 3-4-5 hitters with our score tied 2-2 when we're back in a minute.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
Sanchez, Stanley, and DeVries due up for the defenders. Let's see if Dordt can put something together for a go-ahead run here. Sanchez in his last at-bat was called out. Batter interference on a stolen base attempt. So he'll step in here with the score tied 2-2 in the bottom of the sixth inning. Dordt tying it in the bottom half of the fifth. Swing and a miss by Sanchez. Strike one, nothing, and on the count. Well, last week, Tuesday, a breezy day here at Open Space Park, and that helped out the long ball effort. Sanchez had one of them. Pitches down to the dirt ball, 1-1 the count. 1-1 pitch on the way with nobody out, and here it is. That's inside, ball two, 2-1. Well, if Sanchez can reach, you've got the benefit of a courtesy runner for him, and you get a little bit of speed on the base paths and latter innings. Obviously, you're thinking about utilizing that and putting enough together for a base hit, for a run. Sanchez, foul ball down the third base line. Strike two, 2-2. 2-2 the count, and here's the pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike three, and Miles Brown records an inning opening strikeout. That's the seventh strikeout of the game for Sanchez. For Brown. Sanchez strikes out for the first time today. That's the first out of the inning. Brings up Dylan Stanley. Well, let's see if Stanley can sit on one here. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Nothing and 1 the count. Stanley, a .305 batting average. 6 home runs. 26 RBI. Be a game changer here if he can get into one. Nothing and 1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and the breaking ball. Stanley a little bit out in front of it. Strike two. Nothing and 2 the count. Logan DeVries is in the on-deck circle, so the 0-2 pitch on the way. Nothing into the count with 1 out. Brown shakes off his catcher. And that's on the outside corner of the plate. Strike 3, and Stanley caught looking. Strikeout number 8 for Miles Brown, out number 2 of the inning. That'll bring Logan DeVries to the plate. Dordt men's and women's track and field competing tonight in Vermillion as well. So Matt Boss, our intrepid athletic communications professional, in Vermillion today. Covered some golf early. It's going to be over at track and field. Watching the team compete as well. Probably snap some photos. Cheer on a couple of runners as well. Swing and a miss. Strike one. 1-1 the count. Softball team in action today. They're leading the College of St. Mary. 9-1 now in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Ground ball right side. Nub towards the pitcher. Up with it is Brown. Tosses it underhand. to Nunez for the third out of the inning, and DeVries is retired 1-3 without incident for out number 3, and the defenders retired in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. To the top of the 7th we go. Last inning of regulation. It'll be Cordes, Gardner, and Hancock facing Jungju Kim, who's out to work the 7th inning with our score tied 2-2. Back with more in a minute on the Dordt Media Network. As we head to the top of the 7th inning, the end of regulation here. First pitch misses outside, ball 1, 1-0 the count. I was waiting to see if Jungju Kim would come out of the dugout for the defenders. He did. And working now into his 7th frame, the defender softball team, they're running away with things now in Omaha, 11-1. Bouncing ball, third baseman, tough hop, Hogesteger up with it, he's going to eat it. And Braden Cordes is on. I'm thinking an error.
Next up.
So the error charged to Hogesteger as that one was in on the grass and tried to make the play on the short hop, and that one got up on him. And that'll bring number 3, a pinch hitter, Will Gardner. Batting for Will Gardner is number 3. We'll get you the numbers for Tyler Lynch here. Lynch has played in 16 games, 3 base hits. Is he up there bunting? Shows bunt. Snap throw over to first base, not in time. Gets away from the first baseman, and in standing up will be Cordes on the throwing error charged to the catcher. As that ball skips on the dirt, and now we're going to have a pinch runner as well for Cordes. This will be Evan Bach. So now Bach will be the pinch runner. And so now we have Evan Bach in to run, and timeout called for. And the defenders talking things over on the mound. Nathan Bacon, the head coach of the Dordt defenders. 1-0 the count. Jungju Kim on the mound. Feel confident that Jungju has faced several situations like this, so we will see if Dordt's able to work out of the jam here. Stakes are high here in the 7th inning. 2-2 our score. And the pinch hitter continues to be Tyler Lynch. He's batting for Gardner, who is 0 for 3 at this point. Billy Hancock waiting in the on-deck circle. And now, the question I have is, will they have Lynch swing away with a 167 batting average, or are they going to have him bunting? 1-0 the count. Kim from the stretch. Dordt playing tight at the corners, anticipating a bunt. Kim steps off of the rubber, fakes the throw over to second base. Pretty half-hearted attempt there. So 1-0 the count with nobody out. And here's the pitch, and he lays down the bunt. The play is to third base. Throw over to third base, and they got him. Kim throws it over to third base, gets throws it to Hugestagger, and they get the runner back retired. That goes 1-5 on the fielder's choice. Lynch reaches, but now there's an out. So the defenders, Gamble and Kim, twirls and throws a strike over to Hugestagger at third base to get the out and get the runner. So now 1 out in the inning, and Billy Hancock is the batter. First pitch, and throw over to first base, not in time. 1 out in the inning. We're in the top of the 7th. And here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 1, 0-1 the count with 1 down in the inning. Jungju Kim has thrown 115 pitches so far. 6 in the 3rd innings of work. And that pitch is in for a called strike, 0-2. Kim has 9 strikeouts so far today. Well, double play ball here would be just what the doctor ordered here in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch up high, ball 1, 1-2 the count. Kim has had to throw a few more pitches today than normal. Mount Marty pretty patient at the plate. They've stranded 3 base runners. I beg your pardon. They've stranded 7 base runners. 1-2 pitch down to the dirt, blocked by Sanchez. Keeps it close, ball 2, 2-2. Hugestagger is at third, Carrig is at short, DeVries and Oreskes at second and first, respectively. The outfield, Logan Harris, the Australian, is in left field. Caden Davis, the sophomore from State Center, Iowa, center field. Nolan Christensen, he hails from Omaha. He's over in right. 2-2 pitch on the way with 1 down. Here it is from Kim. Outside, ball 3, 3-2. Well, we've got activity in the Dordt bullpen. That's been the case since the 5th inning. And here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball in for a called strike 3. That's strikeout number 10 today for Jungju Kim. Out number 2. And Bodie Waller will come to the plate. So Bodie Waller with 2 down in the inning, top of the 7th. Mount Marty looking for the timely hit here. Dordt trying to get out of the inning and then trying to win it in the bottom half of the 7th. 2-2 our score. Throw over to first base, not in time. Oreskes over at first. So Hugestagger is over at third base. And Jungju Kim from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. Kim now with 107 strikeouts this season. Remember, 109 is the single season record, which he holds. Here's the pitch. In there for a called strike. 0-2 the count. 0-2 the count with 2 down. So 0-1 the count with 2 down. Here's the pitch. Swung on and a line drive. Speared by Hugestagger at third base. And Bodie Waller is retired on the line out to third for the 3rd out of the inning. Mount Marty gets the leadoff batter on by virtue of an error. Have him over at second with nobody out, but a sacrifice bunt gone awry. Helps Dordt get out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Dordt looking for a run to win it. Jason Carrig, Caden Davis, Drew Oreskes. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up when we're back right after this. Caden Davis waiting in the on-deck circle. Let's see if they can get something going against Miles Brown. Bottom of the 7th. This is the last half of regulation. First pitch in for a called strike to Jason Carrig. Carrig reached on an error back in the 5th inning and scored a home run by Drew Araskis. Checks his swing, takes a ball, 1-0 the count, 1-1 the count. And they appeal over to first base, and that's a pretty tough call for the first base umpire to make. Check swing, ball 1-1 the count. Breaking ball hits the outside corner of the plate. Strike 2, 1-2. While over in Omaha, the floodgates have opened. Dordt leading 14-1. That's in the bottom of the 4th inning in that softball doubleheader. Bouncing ball towards the middle. Carrig hustling down the line. Throw from short in time. And Carrig retired 6-3 on the putout by Cordes over to Nunez. Brings Caden Davis to the plate. Davis called on to bunt and did his job back in the 5th inning. Officially, I have him as being 0 for 1. You know, in softball today, Abby Kramer masterful in game 1 for a 1-0 win. And in game number 2, Alexa Kapaska staked to a 4-0 lead before she even took the mound. Ground ball foul, strike 2, 0-2 the count. Now Caden Davis down to the count 0-2. Well, let's see if he can work it back and get something to drive. 1 out in the inning. Bases are empty. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Both starters still pitching. Both starters very effective, and Davis over the top of that one. Strike 3. Strikeout number 9 for Miles Brown. Out number 2 of the inning. Brings Drew Araskis to the plate. So Araskis, 2-run homer back in the 5th inning. Sent it over the center field fence, right over the 380 sign. This one he goes the opposite way with it. Need that one to drift out of play. It does. Well, far and long enough run that the left fielder, Gardner, unable to get to it. Strike 1, 0-1 the count with 2 down in the inning. Araskis 1 for 2 today, the .284 batting average. Ethan Hogestagger in the on-deck circle. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Strike 2, 0-2 the count. Miles Brown. We talked about Jungju Kim on the hill, but Brown has been equal to the task today as well. He has thrown 82 pitches, so he's been a little more economical. Ground ball, second baseman, up with it. And Wishon scoops it up, gets it over to Nunez, and the side is retired. For the defenders, uneventful. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. To the 8th inning we go. Free baseball here in Sioux Center. It'll be Sally, Nunez, and Wishon. And we have a new pitcher coming on for the defenders as well. We'll get you the numbers right after this 1-minute break. You're listening to Dordt Baseball on the Dordt Media Network. Chaz Gothard will take the hill for the defenders, so Jungju Kim, we close the book on him, the senior from Seoul, South Korea. Gothard is from Social Circle, Georgia. Wears number 25. His season thus far, 2-4, 37 innings pitched. This is his fifth pitching performance. He has started 4 games. One of them this past Saturday he started, and I said early on I didn't anticipate he'd be available for long work, but he is available here in relief. And the first pitch to Zane Sally is a ball. 1-0 the count. The line for Jungju Kim then, 7 innings pitched, 124 pitches thrown. 2 runs, 1 of them earned, 7 hits, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. Faced 31 batters through 7 innings. And a line drive spanked into right center field, and Zane Sally on with a leadoff single. Mount Marty has been quick to use pinch runners so far today. Let's see if they use one here, if they're comfortable with Zane Sally on first base. It appears he will stay in, and Kiko Nunez will come to the plate. Nunez 0 for 3 today. I don't like this, Matt. Well, I don't like this with Nunez up with a chance to do some damage. Throw over to first base, not in time. I mentioned earlier that Nunez, pretty potent. Here's the pitch from Gothard, and Nunez swings over the top of it. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. Nunez this season, 324, 33 hits, 7 doubles, a triple, 8 homers, and 31 RBI, 647 slugging percentage. That is tops on the team for for their regular players, and they ask him to lay down a bunt, and he does. Throw over to first base in time, so that's where we're at in this one. Mount Marty basically saying, Kiko Nunez, put down a bunt, sacrifice yourself, and get the run in scoring position. Nunez does just that. And that is retired 1-3 for the first out of the inning, but a runner now in scoring position with Zane Sally over there. So 1 out in the inning, Ethan Washon batting with 1 out. 2-2-hour score, top of the 8th inning. This one's scheduled to go 7, so you can do the math. Go ahead run and potential winning run at second base. Obviously, we need to play the bottom of the 8th yet. So Gothard this season, 37 innings pitched, 39 strikeouts, 1 out in the inning. That came via sacrifice bunt. Gothard from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball hits outside. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. The Dordt golf team right now in 8th place at the GPAC Championship. Through nearly 2 rounds complete. Here's the pitch. Outside and high. Ball 1-1 the count. Freddie Bullock still 2 under for the day. He's got 1 hole to go. Caleb Doctor a 77 and a 79 for his day. 1-1 pitch on the way to Washon, and Washon lets it go for a ball. It's 2-1, so he's working it to a hitter's count. 2-1 the count with 1 down. Gothard from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 2, and the count is even, 2-2. So Washon, he had a double in his last at-bat. Ended up getting thrown out at third. I beg your pardon, the pinch runner for him ended up getting thrown out. Foul tip back into the glove of Sanchez for the strikeout, and Washon, strikeout victim number 1 for Gothard, out number 2 of the inning. And that brings up Caleb Ramirez. And we'll have a pinch hitter for Ramirez. This will be number 55. Josh Mayers. Mayers, a .307 batting average. This will be his 26th game played. And he's batting here with 2 down in the inning. Go-ahead run still stationed at second base. Coach Nathan Bacon talking things over with Gothard and his catcher Juan Sanchez. So the Defender men's golf team, I think everyone's in the clubhouse now except for Freddie Bullock. I beg your pardon, Dutch Farr still has to report his last hole as well. He's at 74 right now, playing that par 4 ninth hole to wrap things up in Vermilion. Two down in the inning. Gothard into the pit. Wind up. Here's the pitch. It's down low. Ball 1-0 the count. We're in the top of the 8th inning. We're tied 2-2. Mount Marty got 2 across in the first. Dordt got 2 across in the 5th on a home run by Drew Oreskas. Here's the pitch. Inside ball 2-0. Got a pinch hitter at the plate in Josh Mayers. So 2-0 the count with 2 down. Right-handed batter. And here's the pitch. Outside, ball 3-0. Cade Koletsky is in the on-deck circle. Koletsky 0 for 3. And they will intentionally walk Mayers now. Get the forces in order as well and bring Koletsky to the plate.
Now number 8, Cade Koletsky.
And this is a direct challenge now because Koletsky 0 for 3 and you're basically playing the odds that you'd rather face him than Mayers with the count 3-0. This one's lifted high in the air. Center fielder coming on, Davis. Instead, the left fielder, Harris, calling for it, and Koletsky is retired on the pop out to the left fielder for out number 3. To the bottom of the 8th inning we go. Ethan Hugestegger, Logan Harris, Nolan Christensen due up when we're back in a minute.
Now batting number 15, Trevor Jackson.
We have a pinch hitter for the Dordt Defenders. It'll be number 15, Trevor Jackson, batting for Ethan Hugestegger. Hugestegger 0 for 2. Couple of strikeouts, so Jackson will get his hacks at the plate. 2-2 our score. Brown working into the 8th inning. First pitch is a strike, nothing in 1 the count. I like Brown. He's done a nice job. Miles Brown, right-hander. Hasn't been anything fancy, nothing overpowering, but he's been around the strike zone the entire day. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, nothing in 2 the count. Jungju Kim also has been very effective, but few too many pitches, he was lifted, and watching it go by.
Next up,
That's strikeout looking. Trevor Jackson goes down looking. That is strikeout number 10. So Trevor Jackson retired. Brings Logan Harris to the plate. Out number 1 of the inning. Harris today, 2 for 2 and hit by a pitch. Lifts this one high in the air behind home plate. That one's going to drift out of play over near the Dordt on deck circle. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. Well, game number 2 will get started about 30 minutes following the conclusion of this one. Steph Sawtell will be on the mic to bring you home with the second game of the Twin Bill. Check swing. Ball 1. 1-1 the count. One and one the count with 1 out. And here's the pitch, swung on and ripped towards the shortstop. Backhanded by Cordes. Throws over to first base in time. 6-3. Logan Harris is retired for the second out of the inning. Cordes with the cannon over from short. Made a tough play look relatively easy, and Nolan Christensen will come to the plate with the bases empty. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning, tied 2-2, and here's the pitch. Up high, ball 1, 1-0 the count. So 1-0 the count with 2 down. Here's the pitch, and Christensen lets it go for a ball, 2-0. Well, over in Omaha, looks like Dordt's going to close that one out. They're in the bottom of the 5th inning, 2 outs, leading 14-1. 2-0 pitch on the way from Brown to Christensen from the heels, and Christensen trying to end it. Misses. Strike 1, 2-1. Christensen, .327 batting average this season, has done nothing to hurt it today. He is 2 for 3 today. Last at bat he flew out. Prior to that, a couple of singles. 2-2 pitch on the way with 2 down. And our score tied 2-2. Misses. Ball 3, 3-2. Bottom of the 8th inning. And here's the pitch from Christensen to Christensen. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Christensen swings and misses. Strikeout number 11. Out number 3. And the Dordt defenders retired in order. No runs. No hits, no errors. To the top of the 9th we go. Due up, it'll be Braden Cordes, Will Gardner, Billy Hancock due up for the Lancers when we resume play right after this. Chaz Gothard, the lead will pitch for the defenders here in inning 9, number 9. I'll spit it out yet. Braden Cordes leading off the inning for the Lancers. He reached on an error back in the 7th. Had a runner for him. Gothard. Pitch misses outside. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. Gothard, the left-hander. Misses outside. Ball 2, 2-0. Cordes, Gardner, Hancock. If anybody reaches, Wallar will bat 4th in the inning. Here's the pitch. That misses upstairs. Ball 3, 3-0. So Chaz Gothard missing on that pitch. Missed it a little bit high. So Cordes. 3-0 pitch on the way from Gothard. Let's see if Cordes is taking all the way. Certainly looked like he was, and he takes a strike. It's 3-1. 3-1 the count. Well, 30 minutes following the conclusion of this one, we'll play game number 2. That'll be a 7-inning game as well. Checking his swing. That's a ball, and Cordes has issued the free pass.
Now number 19, Will Gardner.
And that is the first base on balls surrendered by Gothard. Well, Dordt men's golf, checking those updated scores. They're still waiting on some scores to go final. And they lay down a bunt. Gothard's play is to first, gets the out. So sacrifice bunt laid down by Will Gardner. And that goes 1-3 for the first out of the inning on the sacrifice bunt. And Billy Hancock will come to the plate with a runner on second base, and this is where Mount Marty is playing the odds as well. You've got Hancock and Waller up, pair of 300-plus hitters, and they're looking for a base hit out of their next 2 batters to unlock this 2-2 tie. Gothard from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swung on and a line shot, fielded nicely by Hogestagger. He holds on to it, so Hancock retired on the line out to third base for the second out of the inning.
Now number 10, Bodie Waller.
And that'll bring Bodie Waller to the plate. Waller reached on an error, a single, a hit batsman, and he was retired on a line out. Two down in the inning. And here's the pitch. Swung on and going the opposite way with it, but that one's going to drift foul. Strike 1, 0-1 the count to Waller. Runner will be leaving on contact, so he'll have the benefit of a good jump. Well, Freddie Bullock still has to report his 18th hole, but he's currently a stroke under. He was 1 under through the first 18, so trying to go 2 under for the day. Gothard throws over to second base, not in time. Cordes back diving in safely at second base. Wind is not a factor today. How often have we said that this spring? I don't believe ever. 0-1 the count with 2 down. Beautiful day for baseball today. Might get a little chilly when the sun goes down. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled back to the netting, and the count goes 0-2. Well, everything's in now, and Bullock actually birdied the final hole, so he goes 3 under for the day, 2 under for the round. Here's the 0-2 pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss, and Gothard records the out via strikeout, and that is strikeout number 2 given up by the Lancers against Gothard, out number 3 of the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Due up for the defenders, it'll be Sanchez, Stanley, and DeVries as Dordt tries to win it in the bottom of the 9th. Our score 2-2. Back with more after this.
Experience-based,
relational,
inclusive. It's not just criminal justice, it's criminal justice through like the Christian perspective.
critical thinking, more than just criminal justice.
Applicable to all aspects of your life. You get the Christian aspect and how that looks in the real world and how to deal with difficult people, but then you also get how to help these people and help them get back up on their feet.
Real world.
Realistic.
Involved. You get the hands-on experience where we get to go on field trips. I really enjoyed going to Sioux City for the training simulator. It was also a good time going to Chick-fil-A after, so.
Due up for the defenders, it'll be Juan Sanchez leading things off, and let's see if the defenders can close it down. Win it here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Regulation was 7 innings today, so we've got free baseball happening. Dordt softball earlier today, a 14-1 winner in game number 2 of their doubleheader. Beg your pardon, 14-2 the final. Sanchez takes a strike, 0-1 the count. So Miles Brown out to work the ninth inning. He's gone the distance so far. Pitches down to the dirt, ball 1-1 the count. So 1-1 the count with nobody out. It's going to be a busy week for the baseball and softball teams in the conference this week. Here's the pitch swung on, fouled back to the netting. Strike 2, 1-2 the count. By the way, the softball team wins their 30th game today, so that is a high water mark since 2002 when they won. That was the third of 3 straight 30-win seasons. Pitches upstairs, ball 2, 2-2 the count. 2-2 pitch on the way to Sanchez. Boy, you want that base runner if you're the defenders. Here's the pitch, swung on, lined in the air, center field, driven towards Sally. He's got a beat on it, makes the play. Sanchez retired on the fly out to center field for out number 1, brings Dylan Stanley to the plate. So Stanley coming to the plate with 1 out. This game got started just a smidge before 4 o'clock. So a little over 2 hours old now. Brown into the wind. Here's the pitch. Low and inside, ball 1, 1-0 the count. Dordt softball earlier today, Alexa Kapaska, her 4th win of the season on the hill, or in the circle, I should say. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside corner, strike 1, 1-1 the count. Defender softball, Carly Olson and Ella Coster with 3 hits apiece in game 2 of that doubleheader. Bryn Toringa, a couple of hits as well. Swing and a miss by Stanley, strike 2, 1-2 the count. Interestingly enough, for the defenders in that softball game, all 13 of their base hits, singles. They were also helped out by 4 errors by the College of St. Mary. Here's the pitch to Dylan Stanley, ball 2, 2-2 the count. So 2-2 the count with 1 out in the inning. So 2-2 the count with 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth. Here's the pitch to Stanley. Misses upstairs. Ball 3, 3-2. Well, if Stanley reaches, I would be willing to wager that they'll run for him. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner of the plate, strike 3, and Miles Brown is that strikeout number 12 for Brown, out number 2 of the inning. And that'll bring Logan DeVries to the plate. Well, the strike call retires Stanley. And now DeVries batting with the bases empty and still 2 down. We get to play another one after this one's over. Pitch is up high and away. Ball, in there for a called strike. 0-2 the count. Nothing into the count with 2 down. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. That one was a ball. Second pitch was a ball to even the count 1-1. Now we're 1-2 on the swing and a miss by DeVries. And that one misses upstairs. And the count is now even at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3, and Brown just cruising along. He strikes out his 12th and 13th batters. Records the second and third strikes outs of the inning via strikeout. And we now head to the 10th inning. 2-2 our score. We head to the top of the 10th. Due up for the Lancers, it will be Sally Nunez and Wishin. When we're back right after this, you're listening to Dordt Baseball on the Dordt Media Network. Two our score as we head to the 10th inning, our third extra frame.
Next up, number 38, Zane Sad.
The Dordt Defender softball team getting a sweep earlier today over the College of St. Mary Flames. Next up for them, they're facing Briarcliff tomorrow. That'll be a critical doubleheader. And here's the pitch, outside and high, ball 1-0 the count. The Dordt softball team now 11-5 in the conference, 30-10 overall. This one lifted high in the air. Sanchez trying to get a bead on it. It's in fair territory. Makes the play as he stumbles to the ground for the first out of the inning. And Sanchez makes the play in fair territory on the pop out for the first out of the inning. Brings Kiko Nunez to the plate. Nunez, they asked him, not surprised, I'm curious how many times he has been asked to sacrifice bunt over the course of this season. Did the job in the last inning, but Marty came away with nothing. Now he's batting with the bases empty and 1 out. Here's the pitch, swung on and a half-hearted hack at it by Nunez. Strike 1, 1-1 the count. Back to softball, Dordt, now 11-5, 30-10 overall. They're facing a Briarcliff team tomorrow that's 12-4 and 30-10. Should be a dandy matchup in Sioux City. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 1-2 the count. This is the third inning of relief for Chaz Gothard. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Nunez, strikeout victim number 3, out number 2 of the inning. And that'll bring up Washawn. Do you want to stay? I've got batteries in my office. Nothing to 1 the count with 2 down. Pitch misses outside. Ball 1, 1-1. So 2 down in the inning. Washawn fouls that one off. And the count goes to 1-2. One and 2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, sharply hit, foul. And the count remains 1-2. Well, taking a look at the baseball standings heading into play today, or at the moment, I should say. I believe some games being played today, actually. Doane and Concordia 19-5, Morningside 17-6. Here's the pitch from Gothard. It's fouled off. Count is 2-2. Mount Marty 13-9, Jamestown 11-10, Northwestern 12-11, Midland 10-14. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses outside ball. 3-2 the count with 2 down. Midland is 10-14 in baseball. Briarcliff 9-14. Hastings and Dakota Wesleyan both with 6 wins. 6-16 and 6-18 respectively. Pitch misses outside to Wishon. So a base on balls given up. That's base on balls number 2. And this will be a pinch hitter for the Lancers. Number 6, William Johnson. So Johnson batting with a runner on first base and 2 down. Throw by Gothard. Not in time over to first base. Araskis over at first for the defenders. Here's the pitch. Nope. Throw over to first base. Not in time, and the count. There's still 2 down in the inning, and now Coach Nathan Bacon out of the third base dugout wants to talk things over with his pitcher. The batter is Johnson. So the standings currently have Morningside trailing Concordia and Doane in GPAC baseball. And I was just double checking how they fared yesterday. And for some reason, well, it looks like Briarcliff and Morningside playing a doubleheader today as well. Ball gets away from Sanchez. That'll go as a wild pitch. And the runner advances on the play to second base. So Wishon now in scoring position with a count 1-0 to Johnson. We will play the bottom half of the 10th inning. Regardless of whether Mount Marty scores or not. Ground ball, third baseman, past the third baseman into left field. We'll have a throw and unable to pick it cleanly as Harrison. Mount Marty takes the lead on the single by Johnson. So a single by Johnson knocks in Wishon, and that is where all those little things add up. Wild pitch got Wishon over into scoring position. Johnson then next up, number 8, singles through between short and third. Harris charging was unable to pick it up cleanly, and the Lancers now lead at 3-2. So 3-2 our score. And the batter actually ended up on second base. And did you score that on the throw, or was there an error? There's a throw. Okay, thank you. Swung on and driven in the air, left field, and that one's up into the evergreens, and a home run for the Mount Marty Lancers and Cade Koletsky, who had gone 0 for 4 up to this point. And Koletsky comes through with a 2-run homer to provide insurance. And now the Lancers lead 3-0. I beg your pardon, 5-2. 3 runs here in the 10th inning. Thanks, Simon. Glad somebody's awake today. 5-2 our score. As the Lancers put 3 up here in the top of the 10th. And that's going to be it for Chaz Gothard. And we have a pitching change. And while we have that pitching change, let's take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back to give you the numbers on the relief pitcher. Right after this 1-minute timeout, you're watching the Dordt Media Network and Dordt Baseball. 27. Two outs in the inning, and Matthew Ramstead will come on for the Dordt defenders with the bases empty, and we can close the book on Chaz Gothard as well. Dordt trailing 5-2. The line for Gothard, he went 2 2/3, 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, faced 14 batters, and right now he is in line to absorb the loss unless the defenders can get something in the 10th inning. Right now they've got to get to the bottom of the 10th inning. Ramstead, ground ball, Carrig up with it, the shortstop, over to first base in time, and Reskis on the receiving end of the 6-3 putout for out number 3. But the Lancers do some damage. 3 runs on 2 hits. No errors and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Defenders need 3 to extend the game. Back with more after this 1-minute timeout. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning, and for the defenders, an uphill climb now, trailing 5-2 after the Lancers scored 3 in the top half of the 10th inning. And again, about 30 minutes. Following the conclusion of this game, we will have game number 2 of the doubleheader, and I'm guessing something is happening over on the track / football / soccer fields here at Open Space Park, and the national anthem being played. So a pause in the action, as what you're seeing on the screen right now is the players pausing. here in the bottom of the 10th inning before the 10th inning played. And the national anthem almost reaching its conclusion. I can barely hear it, so that's why I didn't turn it over to my crowd mic, because I don't think I could have gotten decent audio off of that. So I beg your pardon if you felt I was talking over the top of that. We have a relief pitcher in for the Lancers. So Miles Brown it appears he is in line to win it. The relief pitcher for the Lancers, number 36. I'm not seeing him on my season stats, so we're going to mix and match with names. That's going to be Noah McCandles. Well, there he is, number 36. Temporarily couldn't see. McCandles, 2-1 this season, 20 2/3 innings pitched, 2.61 earned run average, 23 Ks, and he's in line for his 7th save of the season. Right-hander, first pitch, fouled off, strike one by Jason Carrig. So Miles Brown did much of the heavy lifting here, and McCandles with an opportunity to close it. Ground ball, third base side, shortstop backhands it. Cordes, long throw, not in time, and that's an infield single for Jason Carrig. Carrig, that time beating the throw out. Cordes, deep in the gap, made that throw a good 5 or 6 steps to his right. The long throw, and Carrig able to leg it out for the infield single. Brings Caden Davis to the plate. Now let's see if Davis can do some damage. So Davis takes up high, ball 2. 2-0. 2-0 the count, 5-2 our score. Drew Oreskes waits in the on-deck circle. Well, you get a couple of base runners here. You get the tying run at the plate. Stranger things have happened, especially in this rivalry. Tell you about that in just a moment. Pitches outside, ball 3, 3-0. Last year, on a Saturday afternoon here in Sioux Center, the Defenders trailed by 5 after giving up 6 in the top of the 7th inning in Game 1 of the doubleheader. They proceeded to score 6 and won it in walk-off fashion in the bottom of the 7th inning, with a 3-run homer doing the final damage. So now the walk issued to Caden Davis. Runners on first and second. And Oreskes will come to the plate with a chance to do some damage. Ian Eshelman, some words of encouragement from the third base coach's box. Gives Oreskes a slap on the back, and let's see what Drew can do here. 1 for 3 is Oreskes. And here's the pitch on the way from McCandles. That's in for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Well, Billy Hancock, the catcher, setting up low. Gets down on one knee, actually, to receive that pitch. So he is not anticipating the runners going. And the run that matters is the one represented by Oreskes as he follows that one back to the screen. Didn't miss that one by much. Almost fouls it straight back. 0-2 the count. And here's the 0-2 pitch on the way. High and tight, ball 1, 1-2 the count. Now I wouldn't mind if the runners moved up, take the double play out of order. And they're going to ask if Oreskes was hit by the pitch. Base umpire conferred with by the home plate umpire. Dordt trailing 5-2. Now things will get really dicey. And they rule that he wasn't struck by the pitch, so it's 1-2. 1-2 the count to Orescus. Ethan Hugestagger waits in the on-deck circle. I wondered if maybe we would see Anthony Rodriguez as a pinch hitter here in this situation. 1-2 the count with nobody out. And here's the pitch. Up high and away. Ball 2, 2-2. Runner on second is Carrick. Runner on first is Davis. And I'm wondering if Mount Marty is rethinking bringing a relief pitcher in because Miles Brown was rolling. 2-2 pitch. Ball 3, 3-2. Brown was going. He had 13 strikeouts. Struck out the last two batters he faced in the ninth inning. I fully expected him to come out and close it, but the Lancers going with McCandles here, the closer, and the pitch misses outside. Ball 4, and the walk is issued. Well, here we are, bases loaded. Ethan Hugestagger is the batter. And we will have a pinch runner. That'll be number 28. Bennett Spronk will be running for Orescus, representing the tying run. Ethan Hugestagger batting with nobody out. And the base is full. And a conference on the mound. Home plate umpire will break it up. McCandles, he's going to have to work for this one. Well, through 9 innings, Miles Brown threw 113 pitches, struck out 13, walked none, gave up 2 runs, 3 hits, and an earned run. Gave way to McCandles, who has given up a base hit and a couple of walks. Hugestagger steps in. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 1, 0-1 the count. Hugestagger 0 for 2 today. Couple of the strikeouts. 0-1 the count. Decent velocity for McCandles. Here's the pitch. That one's in for a called strike. 0-2 the count. Well, looking for the first out of the inning. And then build from there. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Checks his swing. Ball 1, 1-2 the count. Logan Harris waits in the on-deck circle. Would love to see the Dordt top of the order get some hacks at it. 1-2 the count with nobody out. Dordt trailing by 3, but they've got the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the netting. Count remains 1-2. Game number 2 of the doubleheader, starting about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. At minimum, it'll be probably 10 after 7 or so. And here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and hit in the air, out of play. Count remains 1-2. Oh, yeah, your thoughts start going to the potential here. All it takes is a swing, one swing. Hugestagger, 1-2 the count, nobody out. Here's the pitch from McCandles, swung on and he fights it off foul. And hanging tough, 1-2. The number 9 batter in the lineup for the Defenders, a combined 0 for 3 with 3 fans. Trevor Jackson pinch hit back in the bottom half of the 8th. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 3, and Hugestagger caught looking. Strikeout number 1 for McCandles, out number 1 of the inning. That'll bring Logan Harris to the plate here with the bases full and 1 out. So Logan Harris will come to the plate here with a tying run still at first base. Dordt trying to put some pressure on, and they've done that. McCandles trying to respond. 1 out in the inning. So 1 out in the frame. Swing and a miss by Harris. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. Logan Harris this season. 254 batting average entering play today. 17 RBI, 3 home runs. So 0-1 the count. Winds are calm here at Open Space Park. Sunshine coming down. First baseman has a problem with that. Maybe on the throw across the diamond. Pitches down to the dirt. Ball 1. 1-1 the count. So the double play still in order. That's what Mount Marty's looking for here to close it down. They've got forces everywhere. Bottom of the 10th, Dordt trailing 5-2. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Harris. Outside corner, strike 2, 1-2 the count. Harris today 0 for 3. Couple of ground outs to shortstop, a fly out, and hit by a pitch. 1-2 the count with 1 out. And here's the pitch from McCandles. Outside and low, ball 2, 2-2. Well, McCandles has made it interesting if nothing else. Couple of bases on balls, loading the bases here in the bottom of the 10th. Dordt with a chance. Harris, right-handed batter. Swung on, ground ball, chopped foul. 2-2 pitch on the way. So 2-2 the count. With 1 out in the inning. McCandles from the stretch. And here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on in a line drive right at the shortstop. One hopper over to second for 1. On to first, not in time. Ball gets away from the first baseman. And 2 runs come in to score on the play. So Logan Harris reaches on the fielder's choice. And Logan Carrig will score on the play. Caden Davis also scores on the play. And Oreskes is retired. Goes 6-3. And the runner from third scores on the error by the first baseman. So 0-1 the count with 2 down in the inning. Christensen the batter. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. So Dordt back to within a run at 5-4. 0-2 the count with 2 down and a runner over on first base representing the tying run. That is Logan Harris. First baseman just simply dropped the ball, allowing the run to score from third. And also allowing Harris to be safe on the play. Otherwise, it's a 6-4-3 double play. Swung on, Christensen, dribbler, third base side. Throw over to first base in time. And the side is retired and the threat is ended. Christensen retired 5-3 for the third out. And the defenders drop a 5-4 decision. The final line for both teams will look like this. For the defenders, 4 runs, 4 hits, 4 errors. For the Lancers, 5 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors. The win goes to Miles Brown. He goes 9 innings, gives up 2 runs on 3 hits with 13 strikeouts and no walks. Noah McCandles comes in for the save as he goes an inning, gives up 2 runs, 1 of them earned, 2 walks, and strikes out 1. For the defenders, Youngju Kim, 7 innings pitched. 7 hits allowed, 2 runs, 1 earned, walks 1, strikes out 10. Chaz Gothard will take the loss, 2 2/3 innings in relief, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 3 runs allowed. Batting, Nolan Christensen with 2 of Dordt's 4 hits, a couple of the singles. Billy Hancock, Ethan Washon, and Brandon Cordes, all with 2 hits for the Lancers, and Cade Koletsky with a home run to make it a final of 5-3. The Dordt defenders drop to 16-25, 4-19. Mount Marty 31-13, 14-9. For Gothard, he goes to 2-5 this season. For Brown, he improves to 5-2, and McCandless saves his 7th game of the year. That's our final in game number 1. We'll close it down as soon as these highlights are finished running, and we'll get to game number 2. First pitch at about, I would say 7:10. Figure on about a 7:10 first pitch for game number 2.